The stakes have never been higher. The competition has never been stronger. 35 drivers, 20 rounds. One will be crowned champion. Competition, commitment, excitement. This is Lionheart. You're watching the premier American Open Wheel Series on iRacing. The Lionheart IndyCar Series presented by First Medical Equipment starts now.
We're all gamers, and HyperX is always ready to game. Competition, commitment, excitement. This is Lionheart. Under the viaduct every day, drinking corn and hollering her way down in Atlanta, GA. Bessie Smith, may I suggest a banked oval in lieu of a viaduct, ethanol in lieu of corn whiskey to fuel a squadron of 700 horsepower racing engines, because that, my girl, is how you beat the blues in Atlanta. And indeed, from Atlanta, this is the Global Sim Racing Channel's Round 15 coverage of the Lionheart IndyCar Season 8 Championship presented by First Medical Equipment. After the rolling road course at Phillip Island, the series schedule makers have literally, both figuratively and literally, leveled the playing field. Point leader Sage Karam has been near unbeatable on twisty circuits, and while still formidable on the oval, the real-world IndyCar driver is far from invincible when the track has no right turns. With the season nearing the end for many a driver, the drop insurance has long since been cashed in, making any mistake all the more costly. And the championship point race is tight enough. A costly mistake at this late date is unaffordable. So without any further ado, it's time for the DMLC Racing Channel 200 and all the simulated Dallara IR18 action from green flag to victory donut streams your way live as it happens right here on the iRacing Esports Network. Peace, good health, and welcome to the Sim Experience Countdown to Green. Over the next 15 minutes, GSRC will bring you all the storylines, all the stats and facts you'll need to appreciate the DMLC Racing Channel 200. Former real-world driver Richie Hearn joins yours truly, Bill Soupzon, to bring you our bird's eye view. Sean Ambrose has director duties. Let me correct myself. It is Joe Peak with director duties tonight. Boy, of course I have it, with cameras provided by Dougie Beard. This is the 5th time the Lionheart IndyCar Series has visited Atlanta Motor Speedway, but they haven't been here since Season 5, when Dandy Dan Guerin won from pole position. The only current driver with a victory here is the Bakersfield boy Jason Galvin, doing that back in Season 4. So since we did not come here the last 2 campaigns, let's take a closer look now at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Welcome to Kansas Speedway. Located 20 minutes west of downtown Kansas City and on the Kansas side of the border, Kansas Speedway is a 1.5-mile D-shaped oval built by International Speedway Corporation and opened in 2001. Following a reconfiguration in the summer of 2012, Kansas Speedway saw its corners go from uniform 15-degree banking to the current progressive banking, starting at 17 degrees down by the white line and working up to 20 degrees near the wall. The change in banking paved way for far more side-by-side action across the board here. A wide track, there are varying philosophies to getting around Kansas. Some prefer the Welcome to the Atlanta Motor Speedway, an iconic staple on the NASCAR Cup schedule since the doors opened back in 1960. Located roughly 20 miles south of downtown in the suburb of Hampton, Atlanta has forged out a spot in history, playing host to some of the most iconic moments in motorsports. Prior to its repave and reconfiguration, Atlanta looked more like modern-day Homestead. In the summer of 1997, Atlanta was reconfigured to that 1.54-mile quad oval it's currently at. After that switch, the NASCAR Xfinity Series and Truck Series also became regular yearly competitors at the track. But it's actually an IndyCar that holds the track record here. The series ran regularly at Atlanta for 4 years. The surface here has certainly worn over time, giving way to its sister track in Texas as the fastest quad oval on the NASCAR schedule. Surface here has not seen any paving since construction finished in 1997. Over the years, the track has become famous for its super close photo finishes, thanks in part to a very wide exit off of turn 4 compared to both Texas and Charlotte. It allows competitors to often exit 2 and even 3 wide with room to spare, and that outside lane can get quite a run to the checkered flag. That's our look at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Enjoy the show.
A look at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Richie, what are your thoughts about this place?
Yeah, it's a tricky little oval. It's 1.5 mile super speedway, but a couple things to point out with these cars. I practiced a little bit with these guys, and I noticed the exit lane getting back onto the track is super bumpy, and I spun out about 6 times. And then coming into the pits is really tricky, trying to get those things woe down to that pit lane speed limiter. So that's going to be something to watch if we have some green flag pit stops. Also, I noticed the track is really bumpy and the aero wash is incredibly tough. So running in a pack is going to be really interesting tonight. Remember, the Countdown to Green is brought to you by the Sim Experience AccuForce steering systems. With the most advanced tuning features on the market, the AccuForce Direct Drive is second only to the real thing. To check out the entire Sim Experience line of products, head on over to simexperience.com.
Let's quickly hustle through the points. We'll take a look at the Drivers' Championship brought to you by First Medical Equipment. Wins for the top 5. Sage Karam has 5 of them. Andrew Kinsella and Adam Blocker each have 1. Connor Harrington has been busy. He's got 3. And rookie Joshua Chin also has a win. Hey, check out 14th to 15th. That's Tony Chowan and Chris Stoper. They each also have a win. Mike Rigney in 25th. The only driver with a victory not to make the graphic. Let's quickly look at the team championship. This one comes your way thanks to the good folks at HyperX. The rich got richer at Phillip Island. SKM won the day. That's Karam and Chin. They went 1-2. David Martius chipped in points from 8th position. In fact, the top 3 teams all finished 1, 2, 3. I got to give note, though, to the big winner down there. Well, that was Synergy West. They placed in 4th position. Brian Beard was 12th. George Anzaldo 19th, and Ken Hacker in 26th. There's one more championship, Richie.
Yeah, the butt kicker, Rookie of the Year standings. No changes in the top 8 here. Chin had a great day at the last race. Lewis Frazier did not, so that gap opened up. Chin is up 91 points. It's pretty much between him and Nathan Lewis going for the championship here.
And, of course, Lionheart is the premier fixed setup league on the iRacing platform. They got 2 series. They've got the DMLC Racing Channel series that you see on Thursday nights. That's the retro cars, and then the feature race tonight, the IndyCar series presented by First Medical Equipment. Both series honor the memory of the late Dan Weldon. How about those details?
Yeah, and these event details come to us thanks to Minus 273. The premier name in karting gloves. Their industry-leading gloves are super lightweight and durable, made of breathable poly spandex. Whether you're a kart or sim racer, Minus 273 gives you the control to reach victory lane. For more information on Minus 273's full line of gloves and apparel, visit minus273.biz. Don't forget to also use Minus 273 LHRS 15 for 15% off all orders. And the event details, Season 8 of Lionheart IndyCar Series. Round 15 of 20, using the July IR18. The setups are fixed for everyone, but they have been adjusted, and we're working cash and prizes totaling $10,721.
We got 4 onboard cameras for you tonight. Let's start by looking at the car number 39, Mark Cohn, with the DMLC Racing Channel onboard camera. Another one we have goes to car number 42. That would be Jason Galvin. He's got the HyperX onboard camera. Whatever you play, however you play, HyperX knows. We're all gamers. Use promo code LionHRT15 at hyperxgaming.com. Let's look at car number 26. This will be Tyler Graff. He's got the Minus 273 onboard camera. Durable, breathable, lightweight racing gloves. Use promo code Minus 273 LHRS 15 for 15% off your order. That's -273.biz where you want to go for that one. And then finally, car number 73. That's Brandon Limkeman in the Sim Experience onboard camera. Second only to the real thing, simexperience.com. Well, we got all of the business out of the way. We have a quick chance to look at the weather, see what we're dealing with here today.
It's a little bit hot out there. It's going to be interesting because the cloud cover looks like it's cool, but the track is about 101 degrees, and it's really taking a toll on those rear tires. And I think, like I said earlier, with the aero wash and stuff, I think that tires are going to play a key more than the fuel consumption.
Let's quickly run through the grid for you. Ron Hacker sits on the pole with Adam Blocker in second, Brian Yosick, and Adam Frazier in second, Adam Blocker in fourth, Joshua Chin, Brian Beard go fifth and sixth, Mark Cohn and Mike Rigney seventh and eighth. The next row is Jay Brandt and Tony Showen. Row 6 is Stefan Larkamp and Connor Harrington, Andrew Kinsella and Samuel Ryman, who won the practice races in 14th. Jason Galvin, who won here back in season 4, he's going to be inside of George Ansaldo. Joe Branch, Chris Stouffer, James Brahula, Sage Karam, he made it, he's fourth leader in 20. Bart Workman, Brian Carey, Tyler Graff, Mike Razaman, Nathan Lewis, Joe Hazard, Scotty Johnson, Justin Weaver, Scotty Holmes, Scott Taylor, Chris Lanini, Brandon Linkeman, Aaron Morgan. We got a full fill here. The Candyman, Dustin Wardlow, Brian It's Not Easy Being Greedley, Chris Fowler, and Ken Hacker. 37 names, 23 were able to put in qualifying times. We're all gamers, and HyperX is always ready to game. Competition, commitment, excitement. This is Lionheart. Leading the Stampede down into the first corner. It is Ron Hacker. Outside of him, Adam Frazier. A couple new names up front. The familiar blue and black machine of Adam Blocker lurking in third. Brian Yosick stalking from the outside line in fourth. And rookie Joshua Chin rounding out your top 5. Coming out of corner number 4.
Yeah, everybody's looking real good side by side. Tires are good. Speeds are not quite up there. Ron Hacker doing a great job of qualifying, putting on the pole. That's going to be where you want to be, right along that white line. Make everybody go around the outside. That's going to be the order of tonight. So he put himself in a great position. And in the back, looks like everybody's kind of side by side. Had a little spin there in the back. Oh, no, we got a couple cars into the wall. Yellow flag is out.
Oh, somebody, it's late. If we can get a look at this one, this is Ken Hacker. He didn't see the yellow flag. I think he just ran up on the back of the car in front of him.
Yeah, unfortunately, everybody checked up, and he was a little bit late to get on the brakes. Ran into, I don't know who he ran into in the back there, but a couple cars out of the race early.
It was Aaron Morgan.
Oh, right there. Yeah, he just ran right into the back of him, and unfortunately, those guys starting in the back probably thought they were safe, and unfortunately, that was where the wreck happened.
The car you see take evasive action. Great job by the Floridian driver, Chris Fowler, in car number 20. Did a great job of avoiding the incident in front.
Oh, yeah, he's on the brakes hard.
There you see it.
Able to make the right decision. You have one chance, and he made the right one. And a couple of those guys, they might be able to continue on, maybe get the car fixed, front wing, rear wing, but they're going to be losing some time in the pits.
Well, Samuel Ryman won the practice race, and he was happy to share with us some information, what he thought was going to happen. And he thought that the setup was going to be tricky and look for a lot of incidents early and until things settle down and the herd is thinned, and then look for long green flag runs the back half. Certainly that's a modus operandi, Richie, we've seen many times.
Yeah, and I did practice a little bit with these guys tonight, and I did notice in the pack, man, it is tricky. That front end goes away real quick, and so if you're trying to hold it down to the low side, you have to get way off the gas, which causes you to obviously lose a lot of momentum, and then all of a sudden the rear starts to get a little snap loose after about 10 laps. So this track is really abrasive, and you can see those seams as well. The car jumps around a lot, so we might see some wrecks early on, kind of thinning out the crowd, but I'm sure we'll have an exciting race near the end.
Well, let's take this opportunity to look at our butt kicker race analysis, find out how far we have to go, find out how far we can go. All right, Richie, we're looking at a race of 134 laps. The first thing that strikes me is the max fuel stint of 43. I've done the math. If you can do 45, you can two-stop this thing. And now with this yellow flag, maybe that's something that happens. I don't know if we're going to go green that long.
Yeah, I think you're going to be able to save a lot of fuel. Unless you're flat out all the way around, you're going to be able to save the fuel. I mean, already a yellow flag is going to save them about 3 laps. So I don't think fuel is going to be an issue as far as somebody having to stretch it. I think it's going to be pretty much pit, take tires whenever you can. If you're in the back, if you're in the front, I think you're going to want to have that track position. Try to get to the inside as soon as you can and make everybody go around the outside.
All right, I want to put the camera on our leader, car number 21, Ron Hacker. And here is a demonstration of serendipity here as we're going to look at our Sim Experience driver profile. Who might it be, you ask? Well, how about this? Your leader, Ron Hacker. You know what? He's put in 114 races before this one, making his 115th start here. Now, talk about dedications. No wins out of those 114 starts. Does have a couple poles. Only 3 top 5s, but look at that top 10, 29. That guy knows how to bring it to the end, and let me tell you why. His first start was at Sonoma. He has the Clean Driver Award that he won in 2016. Pace car is in. And here is our spotlighted driver, Ron Hacker, in control of the field, working lap number 6.
That gets a really good start. Adam Blocker going right to the bottom, trying to take position, protect that spot as Adam Frazier is right on his gearbox. And here comes Adam Blocker getting a great drive. And he's going to have to try to go around the outside. We'll see if he can make it. He's got the run, but he's not going to be able to cut down just yet as Ron Hacker's got the short line around the track. Ryan Hozick sitting in there in 4th, doing a good job. He's had a lot of bad luck this year, so hopefully we can get a good finish out of him. But looks like Adam Blocker's going to take the lead and be able to take that spot over and take it right to the bottom as Brian Hozick tries to go around the outside of Ron Hacker.
I think this passing on the top side is something we're only going to see in the first maybe 10 to 12 laps of a green flag run. As Ron Hacker says, I'm just going to hug the white line. He didn't realize that Hozick and Blocker have gone around the high side.
Yeah, he's beat Joshua Chin as we're on board with him now, hugging that inside line. That little dog leg in the front chart of the track is really tricky. It's almost 2 turns, and it's real easy to wash up. Whoa, as he gets down on that white line, he's got to get out of the throttle. He's going to lose a lot of momentum and kind of check everybody up behind him.
Stay on that racing. That's Hozick up top. Blocker down below. Hozick tucks in behind.
Yeah, you got 2 evils here. You want to run in the draft, but you need that clear air to get that car to turn, especially as you go to the middle of the corner. I noticed more important coming off of turn 3 and 4. That's where I found the biggest problem was that aero wash. And I think that's partly why Brian Hozick is sitting on the outside. He's not really looking to pass him. He's just looking to keep some clear air so he doesn't wear out his car too fast. I'm sure he'd like to pass him, but it's not that important at this moment.
They're kind of behaved up front, so we're going to leave here for a minute. Hopefully they'll behave themselves. Let's go to car number 2. This is our hard charger. No surprise. Sage Karam now up into 14th position. Just worked around Stefan Larkamp. Charging on the top side as well as Chris Stoper following Karam through. Karam now working again on the top side as he's working on Joe Branch. So watch that Wicks car picking up more positions now, up to 13th, started in 20th.
Yeah, he's no stranger to being aggressive. So he's going to take that outside line and try to make it work. They do have some tools in the car with the roll bars and the weight jacker to help them out to adjust as they go through the run. But Sage Karam moving on up to 13, 7 spots from his 20th position. And if he doesn't get caught in a wreck or something, he'll be up to the front in no time.
You heard me talk about it in the pre-race show, and that is drop insurance. They get to drop 3 races. Sage has already had 3 no-shows, so he has no room for error. So he's working his way. Up front, it's still Hozick. You can see it on the tower. Hozick, Jason Blocker.
Yeah, not much different up top or at the front. Adam Blocker just running the bottom line. Brian Hozick taking the middle to high. He's got a little bit of a gap to Ron Hacker, about half a second. And then right there is Joshua Chin trying to go to the inside of Ron Hacker. Ron Hacker shut the door on him, but everybody's kind of just taking it easy, which is good to see at the beginning of the race. Once again, Sage Karam is the one to watch. He's right on the back of Andrew Kinsella now Andrew Kinsella's washing up high. Sage Karam's going down low. But I think we're kind of reaching apart in the run where tires are starting to fade a little bit, and they're going to have to just settle in and take what they can get until pit stops or a yellow flag.
You were looking at that battle there for third position. Let's go back and look at eighth spot. Now, that's Rigney on top. Going underneath is Tony Schowen. Schowen, we talked about, has a win earlier this season, as does Rigney. Of course, Rigney sits in 25th, not on the graphic in the pre-race show, looking to make up some ground on that one. He's chasing Brian Beard and Adam Frazier.
He's trying to get by him. Tony Schowen's trying to get by Rigney, who just can't make it happen. Rigney's giving him the bottom line. But now Adam Frazier is kind of blocking both of them. Not really blocking, just taking his spot, but dirtying the air behind them. And Tony Schowen's now looking to the inside of Mike Rigney. Looks like he's going to have position. We'll see if he can hold that as he goes all the way around turn 1 and 2. It looks like he's going to. He washes up a little bit. Boy, he's got a hell of a run. And he might even get Adam Frazier here. And Adam Frazier starts second. He's really struggling a little bit at the moment.
Brian Yazik needs to watch the broadcast and see how these guys are making passes around the top, because he continues to ride just on the right rear of Adam Blocker. Frazier now up into 7th.
Yeah, I thought Tony Schowen was going to be able to get him by him, but Tony had to get out of the gas, and that lost all his momentum. Now Mike Rigney and Jay Brandt are going to try to go to the inside of Tony Schowen. And up front,
hey,
here we go. Brian Yazik has gotten to the inside. Adam Blocker opened the door for him. I don't know if he did that on purpose to maybe save some fuel, but we got a new leader here with Brian Yazik in car number 55.
Could very much be the case. We're going to look at the replay. There's the blue car of Blocker, the darker car of Yazik. You know what, Richie? I have a hunch Blocker knew he wasn't going to go anywhere. He's not going to leave Yazik behind. Maybe sit back there and save a little fuel.
Yeah, and now he's going to go right back to the inside and take that lead back. So these guys might be trying to play a little flip back and forth to try to pull away from Joshua Chin. And here comes Brian Yazik. So it looks like they're kind of working together. If you do it right, it can work out. And they can get a little space from that third place, which they already have already. And Joshua Chin sitting there by himself in third. And really the big battle is going to be back in that Adam Frazier, Mike Rigney area, but pretty much everybody's settled down. Sage Karam is not moved up anywhere, but Andrew Kinsella has.
All right, we'll look at this. I'll just update you on the 2 cars that are out of the race. Of course, we saw what happened to Aaron Morgan. Also, James Krahula has called it an afternoon. That's a tough break for James. He was making his 100th career Lionheart IndyCar start today. Not what he was hoping to celebrate.
And unfortunately, sometimes you think you're playing it safe. I know from personal experience, starting it in the back, and then you get caught up in a wreck. And, that's just the way it goes. There he goes, Andrew Kinsella underneath Tony Schowen. So Kinsella's making some moves to the front, doing a good job positioning his car to get by the guys in front. And like I say, I practiced with these guys earlier. It is not easy to make these passes. You really have to time the throttle lift and everything. It's not easy flat.
Kinsella got really loose and lost a lot of momentum, and Tony Schowen is going to get that spot. You know, we watch Kinsella race a lot, and if he could just qualify better, Richie, he'd have a easier time of it when it was coming to race. He said like he has to work his way through the field. He goes around.
I was going to say, you're exactly right. He always struggles a little bit in qualifying. He has to work really hard to get up front, and sometimes it works out, and sometimes it doesn't. But right now, he's kind of making it work.
Going around up high, going around down low, going underneath Mike Rigney now up into 8th. A nice run from Kinsella.
Yeah, made up for that little bit of mistake, and he's got that momentum back. He is going to pull right in front of Mike Rigney, and Mike's going to just sit there and watch him go by. Next up for Andrew Kinsella will be Adam Frazier. And Adam Frazier better be careful because he's got about 4 cars coming up behind him.
I'm going to quickly jump you. The action's good. Let's go to 13th position back here. This is Connor Harrington. You would expect to see these guys racing up front. Sage Karam, Connor Harrington. Sage Karam sitting first in the points. Harrington sitting fourth. Maybe they're just working together as they're trying to get through the field. Harrington has not made his way through. He qualified in 12th, racing now one spot lower than that. Karam, of course, started in 20th, up 8 spots.
Yeah, he's the big mover right here. Also, Justin Weaver and Joe Hasser moving up. But Sage Karam's just bullying his way up to the front, and he needs to get there if he has a chance to win. And as he knows, Adam Blocker is leading. We will get a yellow flag here. We're not going to go green the whole way, but the closer you get, the easier it'll be.
Richie, do you think it's a case maybe as the tires start to go and the racing gets harder that maybe it's when the talent starts to show? If you know what I'm saying, maybe Karam's biggest advantage is when everyone's uncomfortable.
Yeah, he does well in those situations, but I also know he's just super aggressive, and he's not afraid to kind of get in there and mix it with everybody else. And some people just want to take it more a little easy. It has bitten Sage before. We've seen him be pretty aggressive and get caught out, so it's kind of goes back and forth with that. But he is obviously very talented and very fast, not only on here but in real life. And he's going to get to the front no matter what. That's just what he does.
This is where the action is, right here, what we're looking at. Boy, I love that Dougie Beard camera angle there. They got to get that thing bolted down a little bit or no?
No, it's perfect. The turbulence from the cars going by shaking the camera, but I want to note that Andrew Kinsella didn't just get by Adam Frazier. Adam Frazier's struggling a little bit. He's starting to lose positions left and right, so he's not handling the used tires very well. Started second, but he's all the way back into 9th or 10th.
Let's go up to the blimp if we can. Get a high shot and look at the leader real quick. I want to show you what's happened up front. Look at the gap that's been going on here as these guys are now distanced themselves. So we continue to look at this battle. They're going to settle down here in a minute. Settle down, boys. There's the pass made. Up front, Richie, it's now, 20 car lengths between all the top spots?
Yeah, basically.
It's really spread out.
Yeah, first, second, third, and fourth have all gapped basically everybody else. Mark Cohn is sitting in fourth. He's kind of gapped out Ron Hacker, who was our pole sitter. And then there's another gap to Andrew Kinsella. But behind Andrew and back, they're all stacked up. The thing is, though, they're only doing 25-second laps. And they're going to be coming up on lap cars pretty soon, as Scotty Johnson is only 16 seconds back. So that's going to play a part as we get closer to the back of the pack, and tires are not working so well. I think that's going to stack the field up pretty well.
Is that gap up front as we continue to watch where the action is back here? Is that from the aero wash, you think? It says everyone looking for clean air?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's tricky, and sometimes you're better off just kind of backing off and just finding your spot to run. I think that's why you're not seeing those guys, those 4 cars. Ooh, big wreck on the back stretch going into 3.
Oh, you know what? It was Connor Harrington. Got a little bit of a hip check from Mike Rigney, and the blue car ended up in the wall. Rigney's car looks no worse for wear. With the Rigney down low, Harrington in the blue car. Now, Harrington's low here. Look how he comes up. Rigney goes underneath him. And maybe Richie, maybe Harrington came down on him a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like they both kind of came in together, and then the net code took over. The prediction just kind of predicted them. It didn't look like they actually hit, but there was 2 cars you can see right here. They kind of come together. Ooh, and then it's almost like they tried to avoid each other, and while they tried to avoid each other, they crashed out. So kind of one of those things.
Boy, look at it, boy. They are coming up as I think everybody got through that one without collecting Harrington. We think maybe a few guys clipped him. We'll watch and see who has to take repairs. Well, it's going to be yellow flag time now, so we're going to have repairs. Stefan Larkamp definitely got a piece of Harrington. Here they come.
And, of course, no surprise, everybody's going to come into the pits. If anybody stays out, they're going to be sitting duck. So here they come. Pack comes down, and we'll see who has the best pit stop.
This is our second yellow. Now, Ron Hacker's going to get to go in that very far stall, so he'll have nobody in front of him. Pulling in right behind him was Adam Frazier. Blocker was in first, and Blocker will be out first. Yazik follows him. That's the order with Joshua Chin. Pretty much the way they came in and the way they go out.
Yeah, it looked like no major dramas coming out. This pit lane exit, under yellow, no big deal. But, man, I'm not kidding. I crashed like 6 times trying to come out of that pit lane as fast as possible. And that seam they crossed, there's like progressive banking, and it just kind of grabs the car. And if we see any green flag pit stops, that's going to be something to really we need to keep an eye on.
Well, there is one driver here that has experience with a win, and that would be Jason Galvin. See if we can find where Jason is. Right now racing in 19th position. Just biding his time. Let's go ahead and check back in on our spotlighted driver. That would be Ron Hacker, started on the pole. Let's see what Ron is up to.
Yeah.
There, you see him?
Yeah, he was running pretty good at the beginning. And just kind of faded a little bit. Maybe trying to just find his way in the draft and stuff like that. So sitting in 6th and just kind of hanging in there. But it was good to see him up on the pole. New driver. Haven't seen him up there in a long time, so good for him. I do want to give a shout out to Brian. He has run up front on some of these ovals we have watched, and he's had some crazy bad luck. So I'd love to see him get a win, or maybe even just a simple top 3. I think it'd be good for him.
I think we'll give a little love to car number 8, if I'm looking at this right. Matt Taylor somehow is up 23 spots. Now, did he not pit, or is he doing something? Nope, he came in. Maybe he short filled or did something, but nice job from Matt.
Yeah, from 30th to 7th, so he did something different.
Something's up. Here he comes. Matt, you fooled me there. He's coming in. Maybe he did not take his stop. He'll be coming in now. Oh, you attention hog, you. Took a page out of the Samuel Ryman book. Maybe missed his stall. That came from our director, and that's a real possibility. Got credited with the pit stop without actually having to spend any time in there. Well, let's take this time to check in on Samuel Ryman. Car number 63, down in 21st position. And one of the prettiest cars out on the track right now. I don't know what those colors are, but they're bright. I'm going to take a stab at it. Those are yellow and orange. How'd I do? Yellow and red. All right. He's very excited because he got himself a practice race win. All right, this is our second pace lap, our second yellow flag session. Lights are off. We're going to go green now for the 3rd time. Defending and 2-time champion, racing in car number 1 in the familiar blue and black Dallara. That is Adam Blocker. He's in control, and there he goes. Veteran Brian Yazik chasing Joshua Chin. Watch out for the Watchman, car number 39, Mark Cohn on the back of that beautiful Joshua Chin machine. See what Cohn can do. Boy, he's looking.
Adam Blocker got a great start, a little bit of a jump. There goes Brian Yazik sweeping left and right, trying to figure out what lane to pit. There goes Joshua Chin. He's going to try to fight the inside. He's going to force the issue. This is where all the moves should be made with fresh tires. And Joshua Chin's going to stuff himself up in behind Adam Blocker, trying to take that position, see if he can hold that white line. And Brian Yazik's going to be stuck on the outside with Mark Cohn right behind him. And look at Andrew Kinsella. Great job, 13th to 5th. He's done all the hard work, and now he's right up at the top group. As Joshua Chin now is going to force himself to the outside in front of Yazik, and he's going to try to make that move around the outside. Adam Blocker sitting all by himself down on that white line on the inside as they go into turn 1.
They're working lap 40. The outside's only going to work till lap 50. Then they're going to have to go back in line. Joshua Chin trying to make hay while the sun shines right now, working around the top side of Blocker. Blocker holding those left sides right on the white line, making Chin go the long way.
Chin doing a good job muscling his way to the front. Let's get a look back, and we don't have to go to it, but I was going to mention Sage Karam moving up as well, 20th and 9th. We got quite a line of cars on the outside, but Adam Blocker's not giving up the inside, not just yet. He's going to really force Joshua Chin to wear those tires out and go around the outside of him as they head down the backstretch into turn 3.
You saw Blocker give it up and let Yazik go by. I don't think that's going to happen here. Meanwhile, the spots are there for the picking. A lot of low-hanging fruit for Sage Karam. Up to 9th. Let's go back and look at car number 2. Working around the top side of Brian Beard. Can't get it done. Beard drifts up in front of him. Now Karam says, all right, I'll go underneath you. Sage ducks down there, takes it down low, should be able to finish the job. He's a-coming. He's up to 8th.
Oh, right there, 3 wide, big crash on the front stretch. 2 into 2 does not work. We kind of saw that coming there. Justin Weaver going upside down. One car stopping, another car running in the back. Oh, man, big mess.
Chowan and Nathan Lewis involved in that one. 3 cars that were fighting for position.
We had
on the low
like
Chowan and on the
yeah, it looks like you just can't do it through there. It's really tricky. It's flat, and Justin Weaver was just the meat in the sandwich. And then watch this. Stop on the brake. I can't stop. And then we have like 3 or 4 cars. He just tries to go right through it, and unfortunately, it's going to take out a few people.
That car that was last in was Chris Fowler. All right, we have an opportunity to talk to the man who was in the championship hunt. This is Connor Harrington, sits 4th in the points, was making a run through the field, and then things went south on him. Connor, not your day.
No, I don't know what happened. It just straight up snapped on me. And then I just kind of fidgeted down to Mike, and that was the end of it. I tried to save it, but on this tire model, you can't save it. The setup was just I didn't agree with how the setup was. It just didn't agree with me. It pushed, and then it was just so loose off the corner. I don't know. It was not going to be a great night for us, but we'll see what happens here. I mean, I know we just had a big caution that didn't take out any of the championship rivals, which is kind of unfortunate, but we'll see how it goes. I think that might end it tonight for us.
Yeah, well, you got a long way to go. You may not be the last one to end this one. I want to talk a little bit about the track, and you see a lot of guys, the top side working early, but then it's not really.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if when you're up top, if you just burn off the right rear a lot quicker. It's so pushy, and then it just, you're on throttle trying to make it turn, and and I mean, I had the car set up as tight as you could reasonably, and it still snapped on me. So I don't think that'll be the first time somebody makes a mistake when they're coming out 204 tonight.
All right, sorry for the early exit. You still got 4 more after this one, so good luck. We'll see you down the road.
All right, we'll see you guys down the road. Take it easy.
Let me correct myself. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. That would be 5 races to go. Okay, Joshua Chin.
He did not pit, and everybody behind him did. So we'll see how this plays out. They didn't go very long since the last pit stop. And he's got Matt Taylor didn't pit, obviously. And so we got 2 guys up front with Adam Blocker, who did not pit. Adam Blocker leads the rest of the pack, who did.
Saw Matt Taylor do some interesting stuff last time around. I don't think he's going to give up the 2nd position now. All right, I've said this before, and I got to just go back to what my dad taught me when I was a little boy. He said, son, if you're the prettiest girl at the dance, you don't have to worry about pretty shoes. So I don't know why Joshua Chin is doing this. He was competitive. It seems like things could really go bad for him here, but I guess yellows are coming.
I think maybe he thought it's been close enough since the last green flag, and with the yellow flags, he can extend it. And he's going to take a risk. Maybe get that, keep that clean air on the front of the car might be more important than a couple of laps of fuel.
Boy, if you're If you're the Taylor family watching at home, say a little prayer for Matt, because he's got Joshua Chin in front of him and a really fast Adam Blocker behind him.
Oh, and Taylor's he's gonna do it to you again. He's gonna decide I don't want to do this, and he's gonna pull in the pits. But it does open up his window a little bit. It doesn't really hurt where he was running from before. And if we do go long green flag runs, that could help him out later.
All right, Matt's a rookie, and this commentator is learning his strategy. I'll be ready for the final 5 races, Matt. You're not going to fool me anymore. It's Joshua Chin in front, Adam Blocker right behind him, Brian Yazek, familiar names all. Matt Cohn was in 4th last time. He tried to do what he could, but couldn't get around Yazek. And you got to always go through and check to see where the points leader is. Sage Karam lurking in 8th.
That's a perfect opportunity for him to make up a couple more spots, because this is where all the action has on those first opening laps for the tires kind of even out a little bit for everybody. So we'll see if he can move up and maybe get up into that top 5 before the next round of pit stops.
Everybody came in except for Joshua Chin. He's been out there for 12 laps, but many of them have been under caution. So we'll see how well he can do. He's just going to put those, I'm imagining, to put the left sides down on that white line and see what Blocker can do up top. Pace car pulls in, going to give the control over to Joshua Chin. He's going to be working lap number 48 when he goes under the flag stand. Pretty good jump. Maybe too big of a jump.
Yeah, pretty good jump off the line. Going to go right down to that white line. Adam Blocker's going to go right down to that white line. We're all single file as we go through 1 and 2 down that back stretch. Here comes Brian Yazek once again looking to the outside. I think Adam Blocker's going to force him to go around the outside. Maybe here comes Adam Blocker. Adam Blocker's going to go around. We're going to try the outside lane as we go into turn 1.
Now, we saw this early on from Yazek, who raced in formation out there, kind of on Blocker's right rear tire for lap after lap. Let's see if Blocker can actually finish the job. And boy,
Sage Karam.
Yeah, you got it. Go ahead.
Dave Brandt. I was going to say, Sage Karam getting a good run off the corner there, going underneath Jay Brandt. He's going to take that position. It's going to get under Ron Hacker as we go into turn 1, so move Sage Karam up to 6th position. And he's closing in on Andrew Kinsella. Although Ron Hacker's fighting on the outside, he's going to take that position back from Sage as he's picking up the draft from Andrew. And Andrew goes down and chops off the nose of Sage Karam. So we've got a nice little battle here with Andrew Kinsella kind of dictating what lane goes and what lane doesn't.
Karam saw that coming, and Kinsella saw that coming, moved right down and stopped Karam's momentum. That's going to let the pole sitter and our spotlighted driver, Ron Hacker, get back into 6th. Oh, Karam's going to have another. Hacker's in the wall.
Oh, I think Sage Karam clipped the back of Ron Hacker, and it sent Ron into the wall. Unfortunately, we'll have to try to get a replay from from the in-car on Sage. I think you're going to see him clip like his attenuator. And they're going side by side. He's going to try to pick up the draft. And then right here, yep, looks like he just clips the back of that attenuator and just sends Hacker right up into the outside wall and up on his 2 wheels.
Now listen, Soup loves everybody. I love all drivers, all animals, all everybody. But I have to tell you what's up here. There was a lot of talk in the forums after the Phillip Island race where Adam Blocker got into trouble early from Sage Karam getting into the back of him, and Blocker had to actually change his rear wing. A lot of talk in the forums, and now Karam gets it again. Soup loves everyone.
Yeah. On the Phillip Island one, I didn't really see it happen. I didn't think it happened, but it could have. That one, I definitely think Sage definitely caught the rear of Ron Hacker. You saw his car move to the right.
And of course, when I said gets him again, it was Ron Hacker. This time it was Blocker, allegedly last time. Hey, they're not driving to the store for milk, right, Richie?
No, they are not. Unfortunately for Ron, he was having a good race. Chin decided to pit that time, but that's going to put him all the way in the back in the danger zone. So he second-guessed that strategy, and now he's got all the hard work to do again.
Brian Beard making a stop. I have no sympathy for Ron Hacker. You foolishly decided to be the spotlighted driver, and you get the curse of the spotlight. When will they learn? If I were, you know what? If I were these guys, I would insist that the spotlight be put on Sage Karam every race. That would just be.
Well, at least we got it in this time.
We did indeed. Poor Brian Greenlee. I had so much to say about Brian, but we'll get him later. How many cars still on the lead lap? We got 27.
Yeah,
you know,
we had a pretty healthy field to start the race. 37 cars. It looks like we have Ron Hacker still in the pits trying to get fixed. So let's say we have about 29 cars in the track. Only 2 cars a lap down.
And this is what my dad was trying to tell me when he was giving that really bad lesson about pretty girls and fancy shoes. Joshua Chin now is in 17th spot. Yeah, he's on a different cycle. He's got 8 less laps on his tires, but I just don't know if you're in a better situation now back in amongst it than you were out in front racing with the top guys.
Yeah, the only way that'll work out is if we go to a green flag stop. I mean, he can make his way back up there, but he's in the danger zone, and he's going to have to work really hard to get up there. We've got a long ways to go, so it could still work out, but I'm sure he's kind of bummed out that he kind of didn't work out for him.
You like Lionheart Racing? Well, don't miss tomorrow night. Jason Galvin and Brian Yazek calling the action for the Retro Series. My partner's going to be in that race. Where are you racing tomorrow? Oh, it's in Belgium, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to have some Belgium chocolate at Spa, so it should be a good race. Cars, they got a great setup for that car there. It's really loose. You can throw it around. Did the practice race last night, and should be a good one. So everybody should make sure you check in and watch that tomorrow night.
It's always fun to watch the Lotus 79, but it's always fun to watch it on a track where it belongs. Adam Blocker, Brian Yazek. Mark Cohn now up to 3rd, thanks to the contrary strategy of Joshua Chin. Kinsella in 4th, and Sage Karam back in 5th. I guess if you're Andrew Kinsella, you got to be a little nervous. Let's look for a sleeper here. Oh, let's talk about car number 11 before they go green quickly. Big Joe Hassard. I foolishly missed a big opportunity. We're going to watch the restart from Big Joe Hassard, who last week at Phillip Island started his 150th race. They go green. We ride on board with Big Joe Hassard making his 151st start today.
You see him going up in the gears, up to 3rd, up to 4th, trying to pick up that draft. Everybody's single file. Should be getting up to 5th gear here down the backstretch. And then this is where it starts getting tricky. I really found this part really hard to kind of carry that speed into the corner without having to lift. And then you got to get that run. And up front, we have Brian Yazek and Adam Blocker going side by side through the little dog leg there. It's getting a little dicey there with Andrew Kinsella. Sage Karam up on the outside of him. Mark Cohn right in the mix of this. Good to see him up there, fighting it off, sitting in 3rd. But here comes Sage Karam. He's going to dive down to the bottom, right under Mark Cohn.
I'm Brian Yazek. I just assumed. Uh-oh, what do you got?
I think Sage Karam might have got a penalty for that contact. I don't know what happened, but he's pitting right now. He came in late, so we'll see what happens with that. But pull him out of the mix. He's going to go a lap down when this gets all sorted out.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, and we're going to give you a penalty. I believe that's what happened to Sage Karam. So Mark Cohn now sitting in 3rd. And Joe Hassard racing in fifth, right behind Jay Brandt.
And Sage Karam's coming right back out, and there goes the leader. So he's definitely a lap down. He's going to have to fight his way. There's no lucky dog in IndyCar. You got to earn it. So he's going to have to fight his way to get in front of Adam Blocker and hope for a yellow so he can get the wave around. That's going to be or Brian Yazik at the moment. Sorry, Brian. And that's going to be a tough order as these guys are racing hard up front. Brian Yazik goes down to the white line. And we got Brian Yazik, Adam Blocker, Mark Cohn. Put up Jay Brandt now up into fourth as Andrew Kinsella has lost a couple of spots. But here comes Adam Blocker down to the bottom. He's going to take that position back.
Yeah, I think we saw this before. I think we're seeing it again. Let's see what Blocker does if he leaves the inside open. We've been jumping around a lot. Let's watch a little racing up front for a while. Get a feel for what Blocker and Yazik are doing.
Yeah, the racing up front's pretty tight. Ooh, Adam Blocker got a little loose coming off the bottom of turn 2. That's going to cause him to lift and lose his momentum. Here goes Brian Yazik down to the low side in 3 and 4. Take that position back as they come across the line. Mark Cohn doing a great job just holding steady in third spot, kind of watching what's going on. And then you got Jay Brandt, and then behind him, Sage Karam. Even though he's a lap down, he's in the mix.
The racing gods are very cruel. We talked about Kinsella had Karam right behind him. They give the penalty. Karam serves the penalty. Where does he cycle out? Right behind Kinsella again. So now you got Karam, and he's going to be just as hungry or hungrier to get to the front.
Yeah, it might not be too bad a spot for Andrew. You know that Sage is going to try to push his way to the front, maybe open some doors for Andrew. And right now, Sage Karam sitting right behind Jay Brandt. And Adam and Brian Yazik once again swapping positions. I don't know if this is by design or they're just racing the way they are, but they're starting to gap out Mark Cohn just a little bit at a time.
A couple of veterans for sure. Do you have to worry about the car starting to push, Richie? Is it harder to keep it on the white line, do you think, as it goes along?
Yeah, I mean, the tires just wear out, and I think the rear end starts getting a little loose as we talked to Connor Harrington. The thing just snapped on him, so I think he can only hold it down there so long before the car gets a little bit sketchy.
Up back a little bit to 9th position. Stouffer, Joe Branch. Now making around the top side. Hey, there he is, Joshua Chin. Soup, don't question my strategy. I'm already back into the top 10. And if I look, he's got a little fresher tires as well.
Yeah, these guys are racing really tight right there. Josh Chin trying to make his way back to the front, stay out of trouble at the same time. I will say that Sage Karam has gotten around Mark Cohn. And next car up is Brian Yazik, the leaders, and Adam Blocker. So he's really got to fight hard. He needs to get in front of these guys, and he needs a yellow flag at the right time in order to get him back into this race. And if he doesn't, this is really going to hurt his championship because he's going to lose some time or lose some points to Adam Blocker.
Looking at a good battle there between Kinsella, and we talked about him earlier on. He's got the only driver here with a win to his credit at this track, Jason Galvin. We've been watching him. Started at 15th, now up 9 spots. Jason Kinsella.
Now they're working. Andrew Kinsella's working the outside, went really high into 3 and 4. Trying to get that clean air, get that run off the banking, and get behind Jay Brandt. But Jason Galvin's sitting there down on the low side. He might be able to take advantage of this. Looks like he's going to try right now. Right there, you can see he had the momentum. He had to get off the gas. That's where that understeer starts coming in. The problem is you get so much steering input, that's where the rear end starts snapping around on you. And Andrew Kinsella really running the high line. I don't know if he's just saying taking it easy. But he opened that door for Jason Galvin to take that position.
Of course, you think that Jason Galvin would be good here because he already has the win, would feel comfortable. Of course, back in Season 4, they were racing the DW12, totally different car now with the IR18. Different setup.
Right now, Mark Cohn's got his hands full He's got Jay Brandt going to the inside in the dog leg, and then right behind him is Andrew Kinsella. He has gotten back around Jason Galvin. I think Andrew Kinsella has been kind of really working that high line and just seeing how he can make it work. And it's tight going right through there. Looks like Jay Brandt trying to squeeze into Andrew Kinsella, but you can see Andrew Kinsella going all the way up to the cushion, if you say, and then gets that nice run down the straight. So he's kind of searching to do something different than everybody else.
After I saw what happened to Connor Harrington, I get a little worried when I see those cars start to drift. Jay Brandt up into third. Should be noted that Karam has cleared Brandt. Now racing in 27th. He's got 2 cars in front of him. He's got to get Blocker and Gothic. And we're looking at Kinsella. Oh. Take a look at what happened here. The car just got loose. I think maybe got the wall.
Yeah, it looks like he gets down onto that white line and that little bit of change of banking, and the car steps out on him. He did a good job saving it, but lost a ton of momentum. And he's going to lose a lot of spots. But he did save the car. He's going to live to fight again.
That is a nice catch. Playing with house money now. But he did lose the spot to Josh Chin. Chin going underneath Christopher. Joshua Chin now up to 7th.
Yeah, great job from that where he was. He was, what, 17th. The leaders working together has worked out for them. They've gapped out Jay Brandt by about 2 seconds, a little bit more. So Jay Brandt sitting in third, but he's got a handful with Jason Galvin trying to go to the inside. Got to back out of it. That's where that understeer comes in. Can't hold the throttle down. Jay Brandt moving up top, making him go to the bottom.
That really is the best battle, and it's the battle that has me the most nervous. These guys are, again, boy.
Oh, that was close. Galvin was super close to that left rear tire of Jay Brandt, and that could have been bad, but Jason's working hard to get to the bottom. And Jay's giving him just enough of a peak to get down there, but not enough to get by. And it's really inviting him to try to make this happen. He's going to try again as we're on board with Jason Galvin. You see he's got the inside line, got the momentum. He's kind of he has to get off the gas right there. You see that little twitch of the steering wheel. There's that understeer. And you can see his RPMs drop at the same time, so he's got to get off the gas. Can't quite keep the momentum up.
Almost feels like Brad would be better to either leave him less room or more room. The room he's leaving him right there is just asking for trouble. Now he's got the wing inside. Let's see if Galvin can make it work.
See if he can hold on to the throttle there. You can watch the RPMs, and he's staying on it. And, just can't. He got a little loose. See that little loose coming off the corner? That's what Connor Harrington was talking about. And I think it's leaning on that right rear so hard that it does start to wear out. And as we've gone quite a few laps under green at this point.
Galvin got his left sides well underneath the white line, and we saw what happened to Kinsella there. Trying to recover is Andrew Kinsella. That's Christopher going around the top side. They are chasing Josh Chin, who is about 4 car lengths ahead of him.
Yeah, Andrew Kinsella's trying to do the same thing that Jason Galvin was doing. Just can't quite hold it down there. It's so inviting. The door's open, you get the run, and then you have to get out of it. And Christopher's making him go around the inside. I think these guys are learning that, on old tires, the outside's the better way to be. And you can't quite make that tight pass as Andrew Kinsella almost brushes the wall as he's running that super high line, which he was running before. Here he goes down to the bottom. And not quite there, but he does have Joe Branch right behind him. And our front row second place starter, Adam Frazier, hanging in there in 11th.
Now, we don't really go through there, but you can see on the tower, racing in 12th position, Ken Hacker. Now, that's not Ron Hacker. That's his brother. This is Ken Hacker. Started in 37th up to 12th. Working lap number 82.
Yeah, we're getting closer to, not that far away, only, 50 some odd laps to the end, 2 laps. I try not to do math here. But Adam Blocker is that battle is separated out a little bit. He's gapped Brian Yazik, but they have a huge gap to Jay Brandt. So they're safe right now. Jason Galvin still working hard. Can't quite get through it. This is separated out a little bit as well. Josh Shin doing a good job moving up from where he was. He's got a little bit of a gap to close to Joe Hassert, but really the battle is in that 9th position. And we were watching earlier between Joe Branch, Andrew Kinsella, and Adam Frazier. As Andrew Kinsella is now going to try to go around the outside.
Well, as they're working lap 39 on this stint, Director, let's go ahead and bring up the race analysis graphic again and get a quick peek of that and get a refresher on how far they said they could go. Was it 43? Was that the number we saw?
Yeah, 43 to 45. I think that's what they can do, depending if you're lifting or not, how much. So we're not that far away from that. Maybe 6 or 7 laps. We have had some yellows in there, so let's just make it 50 laps. You know, we probably could go to about lap 50 on that run before they're going to have to start seeing some green flag stops, which I really want to see.
And again, now we're looking at 50 to go from here, so that's where I get into trouble. But I can figure this out. If we go another 5 laps, if Blocker can squeeze 5 more out of this, which I think he can, he's good to go with that one last stop.
Yeah, I think if we can get with 50 to go, I think these guys could somehow squeeze it out and make it. They're having to lift a lot more than we think, because just being out there, you just can't hold it flat. Even if you are in the lead, you can breathe it a little bit and let the car settle through the corner. So we'll see. We're getting close to that number pretty soon.
Well, let's go back and look at car number 93. This is Joshua Chin, who one of the commentators questioned his strategy. Well, right now, the only guy out there that can really race with reckless abandon is Chin. He's got more fuel than anybody, and he's working on the back of Joe Hassard right now. Joe Hassard, you may be making your 151st start right now, but this rookie's going underneath you. Putting those left sides on the white line, careful, and let's give that spot to Chin.
Yeah, I think if we go green the whole way, which is, doubtful, but it could happen, Chin's in the best spot, because he can definitely make it on one more stop, where we're just kind of guessing that these guys can make the lap 50. We're just kind of, like I say, with the yellow flags, but we know Josh can, so this might work out for him in the end.
We talked about it early on. What you're going to see is yellows early and then long green flag runs at the end, and that's what you got. And what you do have is our director has the camera on this battle. I say it half-heartedly. Brian Yazik and Adam Blocker, probably not much going to happen until they make that final stop.
No, but Brian Yazik definitely has closed that gap up quite a bit. And I don't know if Adam Blocker is realizing that maybe he needs to save a little bit more fuel. But Brian Yazik's in the catbird seat where he's in the trap. He can lift and save. And Adam Blocker's pushing the air for him. We'll see how it goes. We got about 5 more laps before we get to that 50-lap special moment. And we'll see if we're right, Sue.
Talk about rookies, Joshua Chin racing in 5th. Adam Frazier in 11th.
And if we do go
ahead.
I was going to say, if we do go green the whole way, that one less pit stop is going to be a big deal, because if you do pit under green, you're going to lose about a lap and a half. Adam Blocker's slowing down. He's in. Brian Yazik's going around. So there's our answer for us. That was 46, 47 laps is what he can make. Brian Yazik's going to be able to go a little bit longer because he was in the draft, but he's stating out he's pitting next lap. So here we go. It's all the dominoes are starting to fall, and we'll see what happens to Joshua Chin. And he's in the catbird seat if we do go green.
I gotta wonder here about the undercut. They're gonna be faster. I wonder if Chin can afford to stay out there.
Well, I think he can afford to stay out there if we go green the whole way, because he's going to be a lap and a half ahead of him. He just went by Adam Blocker right there.
But Blocker.
So he just passed Adam Blocker coming out of the pit, so he's a lap ahead, and he can go farther. I think he's going to be able to go at least far enough to make it on one stop if he saves enough fuel.
Well, I think Blocker can get home from here as well. The problem I will worry about Chin is maybe we can get a... Oh, we got a spin. Is that going to bring out the yellow, or is it... No, it's going into pit lane.
Wow, there's that tricky pit lane entrance there. They come off that banking so fast, and it's very abrupt. But no yellow flag, and whoever that was did not wreck, and we keep on going. The key is, can Blocker from this point make it on no more stops? I think that Josh can. I don't think that people that are pitting now can. Maybe not without, at least not without saving a lot of fuel, because we just saw that Josh went 46 laps with help from yellows.
Now, Brian Carey's been out there for 51 laps, but of course, he's had help with yellows as well. Before Chin comes in, Director, can we get a quick comparison of lap times between Chin and Blocker right now? I would like to see if Blocker is gaining much on the new tires compared to Chin staying out there. And there's Chin. I knew he was going to come in. And now the first one you're going to see Blocker, it's lap 92, 93, and 94 where you can see the comparison. Yeah. So Blocker was making up a little bit of time. But, of course, Chin's going to have, what, 7-lap pressure tire for the rest of the way.
Not only that, but he's going to have to take less fuel, too, and that's what you're always waiting for. So here comes Adam Blocker, and I think Chin's going to have enough fuel to go flat out to the end of the race. I don't know if the leaders can. They might have to save some fuel, but here comes Adam Blocker's going to pass him. Come out of this tricky pit lane. But Joshua Chin's going to be out there. He's definitely going to have enough fuel to make it. The key is going to be, can Adam Block... Oh, there we go. That's what I was talking about. Unfortunately, that question's been answered as Joshua Chin lost it getting onto this track, and he clipped somebody else. I don't know who that was.
Big Joe Hazard. Chin might have saved it. Richie, I'm so proud to have you sitting next to me, man. You said to watch out for this. And
he was under pressure to get up to speed quickly. I'm watching the replay on myself, and he just gassed it up, and it just kind of snapped, clipped Joe Hazard, and Joe Hazard has discontinued. And, well, I guess we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Well, I don't know how this is going to work out, but let me introduce you to car number 8. This is Matt Taylor. As we look at the crash again. Boy, Big Joe Hazard. Our leader, Matt Taylor. Now, I have no idea what pit strategy Matt Taylor is on. He's got to come in. But he gets credit for thinking outside the box. He'll be coming in. Joe Hazard will be coming in.
This is going to catch a few people a lap down. But they might get the wave around. But from this point on, I think everybody's going to be able to make it. Now, since I cover the Rookie of the Year standings all the time, our top 2 guys, Chin and Nathan Lewis, are out of the race. So this is going to give a little bit of help to Adam Frazier. He's a little bit back in those points. He's 137 back, but if he can get up to the front, he did start second. This is going to be a big points haul for him in those standings.
So as I sort through the field, I see wave arounds for a lot of guys. First thing I get to is Adam Blocker. And look, let's go to car number 2 right now. Car number 1 and car number 2. Adam Blocker and Sage Karam. Sage, try as he might, he needed that spot. But he's only got 1 to go to get his lap back. And wait a minute. Unless he's 2 laps down. Is that a wave around for Karam?
He's listed 1 lap down, but
I think he needs to line up behind the blue car there, Sage.
Yeah, I think he was trying to. If he had that position, that would have got him his lap back, but he is just not quite there.
So we're going to see pit stops from some of the guys up front. Our leader. Okay, now Tyler Graff should be coming in. Jay Brandt will get the wave around. All these other guys will get the wave around. That'll put Blocker in front with Karam right behind him, hoping to get his lap back. And Brandon Limpkeman did not. He's in second. He needs to make a stop. Boy, that is a good-looking car. I'm going to take a shot on that color, too. Is that like a plum, like a dark purple car? Somebody help me out on the random sheet there. Magenta, that's a good-looking. That's a nice Topper's Rum, it says.
We're going to have to keep an eye on that Sage Karam Adam Blocker, because I know they had a little bit of war words in the chat like you saw, and now, you know, Sage really needs to get in front of him and then hope for another yellow, and we'll see how aggressive either of them are. I know Adam Blocker would want to hold him back there, but we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that.
And the rest of the guys are legitimate here. Chris Stouffer, 18th to 3rd. Kinsella, we've been watching all race. Got to give a tip of the hat to Chris Lanini. He was out there leading, came in and took a pit stop when the yellow came out. I think that benefited him. He's now up into 5th. I think things fell right for him. Scott Holmes, George Anzaldo. Look at these names up here. And Matt Taylor, when it's all said and done, in 8th.
And there goes Brandon Lincoln, and he is going to pit. So he realizes he's not going to make it. Got to pit. Got a little TV time.
Good-looking car. Love that. Like dark magenta with white rims.
Yeah, I like the white wheels.
I do, too. Looks like something you'd find in a candy store. All right, the real drama is the driver second in line. That is Sage Karam. He's going to want to get that spot. So if another yellow comes out, he'll be able to cycle around. And with only 24 cars on the lead lap, he could be in striking distance.
Yeah, 32 laps to go. I think if I was sitting behind Sage, if I was Chris Stouffer, I'd kind of like chill out and kind of watch to see what happens. Because I think it's going to get a little bit hairy on those opening laps. Let's see how, like I said, I know Sage is going to try to get to the front. We'll see how aggressive Adam Blocker is to kind of hold him back there. He might just let him go.
Make sure to tune in tomorrow night for the Lotus 79, the Lionheart Retro Series, and you can hear Brian Yosik and Jason Galvin lament how they are now in 11th and 13th while racing up front. They'll have a lot to say. Pace car is in. Adam Blocker gets the jump. Karam right behind him, a lap down, wants that spot back. Out in front, clear track ahead of him. Two-time and defending champion Adam Blocker. This is his race to win. Here comes Karam. There goes Karam.
Yeah, I think Adam saw it coming. He just kind of let him go and just see how it plays out. Now Sage really needs a yellow flag to kind of cycle around. Adam Blocker's got to forget about him. He's got to worry about Christopher, Andrew Kinsella, and also Chris Lanini. We haven't talked about him tonight. 31st to 4th. He is now in the top 4, doing a good job. They're all trying to go to the high side as Adam Blocker kind of takes the middle. Christopher down to the white line. Not going to be able to make it happen, but he's going to get a nice run coming across the start-finish line.
One of the commentators nicknamed him Sleepy Lanini because he's a horrible qualifier and a much better racer. Living up to his nickname right now in 4th position, working on the back of Andrew Kinsella. Is Sage Karam the cork in the bottle right now? Actually, he doesn't need to run away. He just needs to, just waiting for a yellow flag, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be able to pull away, but he's going to definitely block and try. He needs to hold that position no matter what. Here comes Adam Blocker looking to the outside, but Adam's got to worry about Chris Stouffer and Andrew Kinsella, Chris Lanini, George Anzaldo. Everybody's stacking up behind Sage at this moment, and we got quite a little race here.
If I were to put on my tinfoil hat, I would say that Karam's best strategy would just be to sit out there and go just a tad slower. The more chaos he can cause behind him, the better off for him. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going on. That's just saying it could be going on.
Here comes, Adam Blocker's going to go to the bottom, but Sage is going to chop him off. So he is definitely not going to let him by easy, as he needs that position. Without a yellow flag, he is going to finish where he's at, which is 25th. But he does get a yellow flag. He'll cycle around. So his whole race is based on staying in front of Adam Blocker at this moment.
But the blue car is ready to run away with this. He's ready to go. He's ready to get away from Stouffer and Kinsella and the bunch, but he has nowhere to go, and that leaves an opening for Chris Stouffer now on the top side, and he might be able to pin Blocker underneath. Don't be surprised as Karam shuts down the middle, and let's see if Stouffer can get around.
Yeah, you can see Sage dragging along Chris Stouffer and then going down. He's kind of running that NASCAR style super speedway move, just pulling both lines along so they race each other. But Chris Stouffer making the pass, able to get around Adam Blocker. Now Adam Blocker's got to worry about Andrew Kinsella, and now put Chris Stouffer in the lead.
And remember, maybe not the cream of the crop, perhaps the 2% milk is Brian Yazik. His car has been very fast, not as good as Blocker, but he continues to work right now in 7th, trying to get around George Anzaldo. Still with 25 laps to go, plenty of time to get up there and fight for a win. Stouffer in the lead. Sage Karam in 25th. One lap down minus a car length.
Yeah, this is really interesting as Adam Blocker had that lead. I think he could have run away with it, but that opened the door for Chris Stouffer. Now, Chris Stouffer fighting with Sage. He knows if he can get around Sage and kind of put him behind him, if the yellow flag does come out, that's going to take him out of the mix. So there is incentive for him to try to get around Sage, as he knows Sage, if he can get back on the lead lap, will be a player near the end. If we go back a little bit, Adam Blocker struggling a little bit to hold on to that second spot as he got Andrew Kinsella really working on him. Chris Lanini doing a good job, and then a little bit of a gap to Matt Taylor as he's getting past, or trying to get past, Brian Yazik and the Jason Galvin train trying to go to the inside. And I love the color of that Matt Taylor car. I love that black and lime green or whatever that is, but it looks good.
Don't ask me, but yeah, that's a good-looking car. And I talked about it before, Yazik and Galvin, they're now up to 5th and 6th. Maybe they won't have such a sad story to tell tomorrow night.
Yeah, they did team up and get around Matt Taylor. Now Jason Galvin's trying to go to the inside of Brian Yazik. And Brian did a good job earlier working with Adam Blocker, trying to pull themselves up. I don't know if that's what they're going to do now, but they have a little bit of a gap to catch up to Chris Lanini.
Richie, is there a line that is the top line the better line for tires? Is the bottom line the better line for tires? What do you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're definitely not using up the tires as much being up on the high line, but you have to go the long way around. So when you're down the bottom, you're scrubbing those tires, and it seems like it's wearing out that right rear. So I've seen a little bit of both. I think Andrew Kinsella's done the best job, as he was in 2nd. Now he's back to 3rd, but I think he's done the best job of using that high line. He uses the super high line. So he's figured something out, and he's been able to make it work. You can see him all the way up against the wall, but then he gets that nice run down the straight.
Yeah, Blocker lost that position to Kinsella. Kinsella gave it back. Lanini in 4th, but the Galvin-Yazik tandem is coming. But now you start to see the little gap between positions. Now they start to stretch out a bit. This is what we saw after they run for a while.
Sage Karam now able to gap out Chris Stouffer a little bit, a little breathing room. That's going to bring Adam Blocker back into the mix. He's starting to make a run on Chris Stouffer, and that's the battle for the lead right there. That's what we're watching right here. Even though we talked about Sage Karam, the battle is right behind him. It's Chris Stouffer and Adam Blocker. Adam Blocker faded a little bit, but he's got his mojo back and starting to make a run. As Chris Stouffer maybe used up his tires trying to get around Sage.
Boy, this is great. If Blocker goes to the inside, you can see those two cars back behind. Blocker tries to get it done. Momentum to Stouffer, great racing up front. Was we riding off the tail of the leader, you can see that Galvin has worked his way on the inside of Lanini now as they continue to fight. I don't want you to forget about Galvin.
Yeah, Galvin was working with Brian Yazik, and he's gotten by him. Pushed his way past Chris Lanini. I think Brian Yazik's going to take advantage of that as he dives to the inside of Lanini. But then Galvin takes the air off of him. He's got to get off the gas. Up front, here we go. Chris Stouffer, Adam Blocker all over the back of him. Chris Stouffer taking the middle lane. Adam Blocker trying to take that low lane. And it's really tough at this point because you just don't have the grip in the front tire to hold on to the throttle. He's got to make it happen, and it looks like he's going to try to do it right now.
I'll be honest with you, Richie. Usually when I watch one of these, I get the idea of what lane you want, but I think it's the top line right now that is the one to go. Look at the momentum the blocker lost. That opens the door for Kinsella if he wants it. Have a catch, we'll wait. So up in front, you have Stouffer by about 4 car lengths on blocker. Right behind him, a car length back, is Kinsella. Blocker now dives down to the low side to try to get underneath Stouffer as they work down the back straights. That's not going to happen. We are working 14 laps to go. Those 3 cars are well ahead of Jason Galvin, who has moved around Chris Lanini now, and he has brought Brian Yazek with him.
Adam Blocker able to make that pass on Chris Stouffer. Finally, he's got position on him. Now he's going to be able to dictate which lane he wants to go. That's going to open the door for Andrew Kinsella. He's looking to the inside of Chris Stouffer. Here comes Jason Galvin. No, here comes Chris Stouffer. He's got the run going into turn 3 down low. He's going to take that position back. We got a great battle, 4-car battle here for the lead.
The pass that Blocker made was on the inside. The pass that Stouffer made was on the inside. Now as they go down into 1 with 12 laps left, Blocker goes underneath. He has about a half car length lead. The momentum to Stouffer on the top side. Stouffer is driving away with a great exit out of 2. It's now 8 car lengths away. Blocker is really slow. He loses a spot to Jason Galvin. I told you to watch out for him. He was on a milk carton. You forgot about him. Well, he's back. He's not missing anymore. He is now 3 car lengths behind Chris Stouffer. He won here in season 4. He wants to do it again in season 9.
Yeah, I think just Adam Blocker had a moment coming out of turn 2. He got loose, had a lift, lost all that momentum. That opened the door. Jason Galvin right on the back, the gearbox of Chris Stouffer. Chris Stouffer doing a great job in that beautiful teal and chrome car. But here comes Jason Galvin to the inside, across the line, into turn 1. New leader, Jason Galvin.
We're doing this old school radio style. Galvin made a run through 1 and 2, could not finish it. Now they're down the backstretch. Galvin has the inside. Stouffer on the outside. They are Cialis bathtubs down into 3. Stouffer with the momentum on top. Blocker is watching from about 6 car lengths back in the popcorn position. They come across the line, and now with 9 to go, it is Galvin again. On the inside, riding in for mission, right off his right side rear tire is Stouffer. Stouffer with another run out of 2, but can't get it done. Galvin tries to close the door on the top of Stouffer, who had a run. Again, they're side by side going into 3.
Right now, I can't decide which is a better line, the inside or the outside. It looks like the inside is harder to hold, and the car's getting loose, but it's the shortest way around. Chris Stouffer's got the momentum, but can't quite clear him. And now they're separated out by about 3 car lengths. Jason Galvin now down on the white line, gapping out Chris Stouffer. And now we're kind of opened up a little bit with Andrew Kinsella sitting in 3rd. He's gotten around Adam Blocker. But here comes Brian Yazek trying to take that 4th position away. And now we got a battle for 3rd and 4th and 5th teaming up.
7 to go. They come across the line. Galvin with a 0.3 of a second lead. Blocker races on the low side in 3rd. Stouffer racing on the top side in 2nd, but they are not in contact. There is a battle for 4th. Kinsella under in track from Brian Yazek.
Jason Galvin's got this race under control as we got about 6 laps to go. Chris Stouffer now has to worry about Adam Blocker. He's thinking about the points as well. He doesn't want to do anything too crazy with Sage Karam sitting down there in 25th. 3rd place would be a good night for him. Andrew Kinsella riding the wall coming out of turn 2. That's opening the door for Brian Yazek to take over that position.
And the video is back. You're looking at the battle. Back for 4th position. The car on the inside, that's Yazek. On the top side is Kinsella.
Jason Galvin in control. The battles for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at this point. Adam Blocker has gotten on the inside of Chris Stouffer. Chris Stouffer's going to do the undercut and go to the bottom, almost clip the back of his gearbox as he goes to the inside, but Adam Blocker's got the momentum. Brian Yazek still trying to fight on Andrew Kinsella. They are going to be going side by side for the last 2 or 3 laps, but now Chris Stouffer has to get out of the gas. That's going to open up the gap to, or close up the gap to Andrew Kinsella, and Andrew Kinsella's right along. Looks like he bumped the wall a little bit there. And open the door for Brian Yazek now to take that 3rd position possibly.
3.5 laps to go. Jason Galvin is running away with this one. He comes across the line right now. He has 3 laps to go, and he has a comfortable 1-second lead over the defending and 2-time champion, Adam Blocker. Jason Galvin won here in Season 4, wants to do it again to become the first 2-time winner here at Atlanta. Yazik is in third, Kinsella and Stouffer. For Jason Galvin, the good news is there are 25 cars on the lead lap, the last one being Sage Karam, who has ran away from these guys. It's clear air now in front for Jason Galvin. 2 to go and a second lead. Go, Richie.
I was going to say, at this point, if we do get a yellow, the race will be over. So Jason Galvin, all he has to do is hold on to what he's doing. No pressure from behind with Adam Blocker. Adam Blocker's got Brian Yazik chasing him for that second spot. Christopher has faded back behind Andrew Kinsella. And now Christopher's got to worry about Chris Lanini. And it's amazing that Christopher just a few laps ago was running for the lead, and he really killed those tires and struggling to hold on. But Jason Galvin is our front runner. He's got a healthy 1-second gap on Adam Blocker and Brian Yazik as they fight down the backstretch. That's where the battle is.
Into 3 right now, coming out of 4. He was well back in the field, but he was able to get up there and get the win. The DMLC Racing Channel 200 goes to Jason Galvin. The battle for second, that belongs to Blocker. Yazik will settle for third. Holy moly.
Wow, that was pretty exciting.
25 cars on the lead lap. They all sort through. The last one being Sage Karam, who will not get a lot of points. When you come back next round and you look at the point standings, it's going to be a lot closer than what we showed you in the pre-race show today. The racing is over here at Atlanta, but the broadcast is far from done. We'll take a break. We'll come back and run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the gate. Don't go far. You're watching the Global Sim Racing Channel on the iRacing Esports Network. Welcome back to Atlanta and the DMLC Racing Channel 200 and the HyperX post-race show. The Lionheart Racing Series is powered by HyperX. When you're trying to claw your way to the top of the podium, like Jason Galvin did today, it pays to have an ultra comfortable, high quality headset to give you the audio information you need to grab the checkered flag. From high performance drams to SSDs, outstanding microphone, accurate Mies, responsive keyboards, to their legendary cloud line of gaming headsets, HyperX makes the gaming gear you need to succeed. Casual or pro, no matter your creed, color, or culture, we're all gamers, and HyperX is always ready to game. Hey, use promo code LionHRT15 at hyperxgaming.com. And now, here is the Turn Racing finishing order. He won in Season 4. He wins in Season 9. Look for him to win again in Season 14 if he keeps up the system there. Jason Galvin, 15th to 1st. Adam Blocker will close the gap to Sage Karam in the points. Gets second. Brian Yarzik, who is really fast all race, will have to settle for third. Andrew Kinsella and Chris Stouffer round out your top 5. He qualified 31st. He's going to get 6th. Chris Sleepy Lanini, the Candyman. Did we talk about Dustin Wardle the entire race? How about 7th? Well to go. Mark Cohn, the Watchman, in 8th, 9th, and 10th. That's Scotty Holmes and Brian Beard. Richie?
Yeah, coming home 11th, Bark Workman. Good job, 21st to 11th. Jay Brandt was up there in the fight there for a while. Ends up 12th. George Anzaldo, nice job, 16th to 13th. Clean race for him. Joe Branch, 17th to 14th. Brandon Linkerman was up there, pitted late, ended up 15th position. Mike Rigney dropped down a few spots, ended up 16th. Mike Rasmus, a newcomer to this series, finishing 17th. Matt Taylor as well, 18th. Scotty Johnson, 19th. And Brian Carey in the 20th spot.
Qualified on the outside of row 1, finishes in the blackjack spot. That is Adam Frazier. Inside of Samuel Ryman in the double duck position. Chris Fowler and Brian, it's not easy being Greenlee, in 23rd and 24th. Sage Karam, last car on the lead lap in the quarter century mark. Then we get to the guys who were more than one lap down or more. Tyler Graff, Ken Hacker. 37 laps down for Joshua Chin. Boy, he was up there. He had a chance to win this one until things went south coming out of pit lane. In 29th, it is Joe Hassard. And then in 30th, it's our spotlighted driver, Ron Hacker. Richie?
Coming out 31st will be Tony Schowen. These guys, none of these gentlemen finished the race, got caught in some wrecks. Unfortunately, Nathan Lewis, bad night for him, 32nd. Justin Weaver, 33rd. Stefan Larkamp, 34th. Connor Harrington, 35th. James Krahula, 36th. And Aaron Morgan in 37th.
All right, I get the honor of talking to our race winner. He won here in Season 4. He does it again now in Season 9. I'm going to ask him a question, then order a pizza. Jason Galvin, how'd it go?
Oh, how'd it go? I mean, you tell me. How do you think it went, Sue?
I was worried about you. I thought you and Yas were back there buried in like 11th and 13th. I was ready to hear you whine about it all tomorrow night when you call in the retro race. Now, you've proved me wrong.
I mean, so I'm not going to lie. When everything shook out at the end of that, I was really mad. Like, I got on to Yaz. I only picked because Yaz did. And I got on our team channel. I said, Yaz, we screwed up, man. Like, we made the wrong call. There's just no way. We're so far back. There was only 30-something laps. Not even that, I think. High 20s. And, man, by the grace of God or something, I don't know. But, we just – and it didn't start well. Like, I don't know how much you were watching that because I know there's a big battle with the Adrenaline team up front. But it took Brian and I forever. Like, we got, 10 laps into that run, and we were in, 7th and 8th. And I was like, well, maybe we'll get to 4th and 5th, right? And then, man, I don't know. The second half of that run, my car was so good all night on the back half of runs. The in-car adjustments have helped this Loud Pedal Motorsports team so much. We've really had a good dial on them, and every oval race since those adjustments came in, me, Brian, and Joe have been in the top 5 consistently and contending for wins, and things just keep happening. So, man, what a night. What a great night. I'm so pumped for my team. Yaz to get up there on the podium. Chris Lanini up there in 6th. Mark Cohn in 8th, but he ran so well all night. I mean, Joe Hassert was up front. Tyler Graff was up front. They both got into wrecks. Brian Greenlee, I think, had one of his better runs of the year. So, I mean, it's just such a great night for the Loud Pedal Motorsports team. I'm so pumped to win, but I'm even more excited for our team because it's been such a rough year up and down, and we've just been involved in so much stuff. I think we have 1 or 2 total team avoidable contact penalties, but we lead the league in DNF. So we've just been around the wrong things at the wrong time. And Man, tonight was awesome. I can't wait to go back and watch the end of that race, man. I got no idea how I got through the adrenaline cars. I mean, that's Adam, Andrew, and Chris. Like, I know I had 8 lap better tires, but Adam, Andrew, and Chris are as good of a trio that any team in iRacing, forget Lionheart, any team in iRacing has on the oval side, Adam, Andrew, and Chris. And they run open setups, so they know these adjustments. I thought there was no way I'd get around them. Man, I can't believe it. I'm so pumped.
Surprised me too. Congratulations. You won here again. Way to go. Get another one before the season's over, man.
Thank you. Hey, I just got to say I'm so pumped because the Thumbs Up Cancer Down scheme was on the car this week. And shout out to my other primary sponsor in Global Electronic Technology. If you need credit card processing, hit me up. We're going to get you the best deals. We love auto racing. We hook people up. But Thumbs Up Cancer Down, Bakersfield, California charity, but we help people throughout the state. Go to thumbsupcancerdown.com. It's October. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month to put a cancer charity car in victory lane this month. Man, I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to my team, George, HyperX, First Medical Equipment. Brandon, I love you, man. Thanks for all you've done for the league. This is awesome. I cannot wait to go back and watch it. Woo!
That is a fun interview. Jason Galvin, I think he's a little bit excited to get the win there. Well done for the Bakersfield boy. All right, let's go ahead. Richie, who you got?
Yeah, we got our second place finisher, Adam Blocker, and Adam controlled most of the race up front, ended up settling for second. Just give us a little rundown on how your race played out.
Overall, really good race. Qualified pretty well, which I was kind of surprised about. And I kind of took the lead and controlled the first and middle parts of the race, me and Yazik and Chen up front. Chen got shuffled back due to some strategy error. But yeah, then Yazik and I were leading most of that green run. At the end, I think Yazik and Galvin, some other guys took tires, and I didn't take tires, but I only had like 4 or 5 laps on my tires. But for that last yellow, that run to the end. But yeah, I mean, I think that was the difference. It was kind of weird because Chris, Andrew, and I, obviously all teammates up there fighting, and I kind of thought it was between us. I think we all did. Obviously, Sage was in front of us, which was kind of throwing a variable and things, throwing dirty air. But we were sort of fighting each other hard because we knew at some point it'd be really tough to pass. And unfortunately, that point happened just after Galvin passed us. So.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to ask is, as the run went on, I couldn't tell if it was better to be down low. It seemed like the car was getting a little bit sketchy and he had to get off the gas. And it seemed like the high line was the better way, but not quite the faster way. And seemed like it was really hard to decide where to go on the track.
Well, to be honest with you, I never really figured out turn 1 and 2 in traffic. And I think part of that was I didn't really run in that much traffic for most of the race. So I kind of had a disadvantage in that way. But, because every time I went high in 1 and 2, I'd just stay. I couldn't get the car to turn. I could get the car to turn on the bottom, but then, like you said, especially on the exit 2, the rear would really want to step out from you. And but in turn 3 and 4, I saw people with multiple approaches working. Like Andrew was working the high side, the middle to high side more, and I liked that, but I found that the bottom was really like if you could get clean air on the bottom, that was king. So. It's kind of like I was focusing on, and I was able to get a good drive off of the corner, even on the bottom. So, like Yazik on the last lap, I was able to beat him to the line, even on the bottom. So,
yeah, Andrew wasn't just working the high line; he was working he was basically rubbing the wall. He was the highest, run the highest up there. Well, nice job, man. Good points haul, clean race, and we look forward to seeing you at the next one, man. Nice job.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to Galvin, Yazik, and my 2 teammates, Chris and Andrew, for the great racing. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, see you guys at Gateway next week.
There you go. Adam Blocker, second place today. He's going to close up in the points. So one last interview. We're going to talk to Andrew Habakech-Kinsella. Oh, it's Brian Yazik. Here we go. Brian, well, yeah, your partner, Jason Galvin, I thought you guys were out of it, but he managed to get ahead of you and get the win, but could have been you.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, Soup, I feel like you should know by now not to count us out of these late race pit stops. I seem to remember Michigan a couple of years ago. You and Richie both. I don't know if Joe and Yazik can get up there, and we finished 1-2. So we'll take that. It was funny. Galvin, we pitted. We come off pit road, and Galvin goes, "Wait, are you sure this is what we wanted to do?" I said, "Yeah. Like, why not? We'll take the fuel or don't take any fuel and see if that can help. Because the car out of 2 was just greasy." So any little thing that we needed to try to make that work out. That kind of worked out. And then, we kind of got a slow start through it. And then once we got clear into some air, it really just started churning some lap times. And that's when, got there about 15 to go, and it just went on nuts. So that was awesome. And I'm so stoked for Galvin. I'm so stoked for LPM. We just, since Indy, we've had a good run of these ovals. So it's good to finally get some results, man. That's the big thing. For HPP Simulation, thumbs up, cancer down. Midwest Simulation, you guys and Lionheart, HyperX, everybody that kind of puts the show on. It's good to put the 55 back up on the podium. It's been a while since I've talked to you, Gal.
All right, we'll have a good call tomorrow night in Belgium, buddy, and we'll see you down the road.
Take it easy.
Brian Yazik, third place. And that's going to do it for us. Congratulations to everybody there on the podium. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'd like to tell you how we have to thank here to make this all happen. How about the Lionheart IndyCar Series, the title sponsor? Well, that's First Medical Equipment. They've been the source of medical supplies and equipment in Burlington, Iowa area for years because of their superior commitment to provide the absolute best in product quality and customer service. HyperX, whatever you play, however you play, HyperX knows we're all gamers. Use promo code LionHRT15 at hyperx.com. Sim Experience, second only to the real thing, simexperience.com. And of course, Butt Kicker. Bring more realism and immersion to your sessions. Get haptically immersed. Use promo code LION2020 at thebuttkicker.com. Hey, to contact any of the sponsors you see on screen, go to the LionheartRacingSeries.com. You find them all there. The original music on every GSRC broadcast, that's courtesy of June Lalonde. See the screen for contact information. On screen now are some of the companies, equipment, and software that make this broadcast possible. The Lionheart IndyCar Series returns in 7 days. That's 1 week, October 21st, for the Gateway 200. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow when Jason Galvin and Brian Yazik call the Retro Series action for the Thumbs Up Cancer Down Grand Prix of Spa. If you'd like more information about GSRC, including a complete list of future broadcasts, you can find it at globalsimracingchannel.com. Hey, we're also on Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel, Twitter at GSR Channel, and Instagram at GSRC_Graham. If you're not already a GSRC YouTube subscriber, head over to our GSRC YouTube page and hit that button. Looking for a unique gift? Go check out the GSRC merchandise store at gsrc.storenvy.com. Sadly, the Joe Peak Halloween masks are sold out, but there's still lots of good stuff to choose from when you go there. Finally, on behalf of the entire crew, that would be Richie, Sean. Oh, no, it's not. It's Richie, Joe, and Dougie. I'd like to thank all of you for watching, as it was indeed the Bakersfield Boy, Jason Galvin, getting the win here in the DMLC Racing Channel 200. With that said, we're off to have fun storming the Castle Zone. Until next time. Peace, good health, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.